Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at etrailer. Today we're taking a look at the Eva-Dry Air Dry Kit. This is going to consist of 2 canisters that you can place anywhere in your RV, your house, your boat, your motorhome, wherever you want to practice moisture control. These cartridges will sit in those spaces, absorb the moisture in the air, and they are renewable because once you fill these up with moisture and want to get rid of it, you have an air dry base that you can pop these onto, and then you're good to go. So we're going to talk about how this all works right here at etrailer. With these being on the smaller side, technically Eva-Dry says that this is good for an area of up to 400 cubic feet, which is a really small area of your motorhome or trailer. Personally though, with this style of a dehumidifier, I put this in compartments like closets or the drawer where I have all my linens, just smaller areas that are more focused on making sure that spot has less moisture in the air. With this hook, you can hook it into your bathroom areas or off of your stove or cabinet hardware. You can also remove the hook and just have this sit in a spot. Ideally, for this to best work, you're going to want to make sure that those open vents are free so that there's airflow coming through. Since this does not have a fan, what works best is to have the moisture-full air being able to vent around your dehumidifier so that it can then absorb all that moisture and humidity. Each canister has a capacity of up to 6 to 8 ounces of water, and since they are very passive, something that Eva-Dry recommends is just checking them once a month to see if the indicator shows that it's full of water or not. To give you a comparison for how much water that might be, which isn't a lot, we have our mini electric dehumidifier from Eva-Dry. This, at optimal working conditions, which is about 86 degrees, I believe, and a really high humidity rate, pulls in 8 ounces of water a day. So compare your daily rate with the aid of a fan versus your weekly or even monthly rate with these canisters shows you the difference between a more passive and a more active dehumidifier. Add that to the fact that when your canister does say that all the beads are wet, which by the way, does require a lot of them to have absorbed water for you to even notice it up top, once you put it onto that dryer here, I do recommend that you have this in a well-ventilated area. That top is going to blow hot air through the bottom of the canister and then heat up the beads on the inside and to help dry it out. This process is going to take 2 to 3 hours to do properly. Obviously, you won't want to do this inside your motorhome or RV because this is where you want to dehumidify the air, but this is a good example of how this works. So compared to an electric dehumidifier where you can just dump out the water in the canister, this one you have to dry it out with a little bit more time. With our 2 cartridges, we have one that is dry and one that is wet. The way this works is that over time, airflow pushes through the cartridges and this absorbs the moisture in the air. Inside you have non-toxic silica beads. So the beads will fill up with moisture, and as they fill up, they will turn from this orange to this green. Now, our green one here has some condensation on that cover, simply because I have it plugged into the dryer. So you do see that moisture is there all around. So my recommendation here is it really does depend on where you need moisture control and how much. An ideal spot for humidity is going to be between 30 and 60%. We're here in Missouri and we have pretty high humidity rates, so even bringing it down to 60 is a world of difference. So if you find yourself wanting to just increase your shelf life of your pantry and your food inside of compartments, or you feel like you need a little bit of extra aid underneath your bed, underneath your mattress, in drawers and compartments like that, Now you don't want to always have to check your dehumidifier or plug it in. This is going to be a great option for that. This will not be your sole dehumidifier for your whole camper though. So also rely on things like your AC unit or larger dehumidifiers if you find that you need to pull even more moisture than the usual. So hopefully this video just kind of explains how this dehumidifier might work, what you get with it, and where you might use it. If you are looking for those other suggestions, maybe you have a question of like, all right, well, which AC unit is the best fit for my camper? Or what are the larger dehumidifier options? Well, feel free to reach out to us right here at eTrailer. We have all the different tips and tricks as well as parts that can make your adventures a little bit easier. So with that in mind, this right here was a look at the Eva-Dry Air Dry Kit that comes with 2 canisters as well as its blow dry base here at etrailer.com. My name is Evangeline. I hope you enjoyed this journey.